Hello everybody. I know it's been a while. Just been really busy, but the February elders letters are in, and so I wanted to read some of these. Announcements and reminders for elders. JW Library updates. The digital formats of the Enjoy Life Forever publications will incorporate new features and styling. These new features may not appear correctly unless the latest version of the JW library is used. So you got to update your app. Therefore, each field service group overseer should ensure that the publishers in his group have the latest version of the JW library app. The group overseer or another experienced publisher should provide assistance as needed. New JW.org security features. Starting the week of February 8th, 2021, an additional step will be required to confirm the identity of users logging in to jw.org. Each user will be prompted to set up security questions during his first login. Paranoid much? One of the local domain administrators should inform all users in the congregation's domain about the upcoming change. He may select one or more contacts to assist users who have questions related to this new security feature. The document entitled New JW.org Security Features has been included with this announcement. It provides additional details and can be shared with users as needed. Training sessions for Kingdom Hall maintenance. During the next few months, the local Design Construction Department, LDC, will be conducting special training sessions related to Kingdom Hall maintenance. This training session via video conferencing will be approximately 3 hours long. Those invited will be limited to maintenance coordinators, operating committee members, coordinators of the body of elders, and circuit overseers. An invitation detailing the one-time training session scheduled for your local area will be sent in the near future. Excuse me, I'm sucking on a cough drop. This training is designed to 1. Commend those taking the lead with maintenance activity, 2. Review and discuss the application of existing direction when caring for theocratic property and theocratic property? Yeah, well, a lot of that theocratic property is going up for sale. Number 3, further strengthen cooperation with the LDC arrangement. If the body of elders feel it is necessary to adjust those serving as maintenance coordinators or operating committee members, it would be best to do so prior to the upcoming training. For coordinators of the bodies of elders, the COBIs. Announcement for congregations. Please ensure that the announcements for congregations are read at the next midweek meeting. For secretaries, public contact telephone number on jw.org. In harmony with the announcement for elders in the January 2021 announcements and reminders regarding publicizing congregation meetings, please note that the contact telephone number for the congregation can now be made visible to the public on jw.org. As soon as possible, please enter this contact number on jw.org. When logged in on the Congregation tab under the heading Maintain Profile, select Meeting Times. The telephone number will appear to the public on the Meetings tab of Find a Meeting page. Memorial Time on jw.org. Please update jw.org with the time of your congregation's memorial observance if you have not already done so. If a group or pre-group hosted by your congregation will be holding a separate memorial observance, the time for that memorial should also be entered on jw.org. Now I just want to mention that there is a governing body update on jw.org, and I couldn't even finish getting through the entire thing. They have all these weird experiences of what's going on, they mention the growth they're having. It's not what the 2020 service report says. It says you're having a negative growth. So, these experiences, and they were just really bizarre, just really weird. A JW calls up to order a dress, and then they start preaching at the person. Oy vey. My goodness. All right, announcements and reminders for the congregations. Auxiliary pioneering. March and April are ideal times to auxiliary pioneer. The special campaign to invite as many as possible to the memorial begins on Saturday, February 27, 2021. And they even have a video on jw.org about the memorial campaign. Now it's interesting because in that governing body update they mention, all of the placements they have. Well, JWs are sending magazines and brochures and everything in these letters that they're sending out to everybody. And it isn't just to people they know personally. I know of someone that was bragging that they sent letters to every single person they went to school with. In most congregations, the special talk, Have You Found a Pearl of High Value, will be presented the week of March 15th, 2021, and this year the memorial will be held on Saturday, March 27th, 2021. As a reminder, during the months of March and April, and during the month of the Circuit Overseer's regular visit, publishers have the option of choosing a 30-hour requirement. Boy, that's gone down a lot. We encourage you to make your plans now for increased service during these months. JW Library updates. An updated version of JW Library has been released that will add features specifically for the Enjoy Life Forever publications. All publishers are encouraged to make good use of the electronic copies of these publications when they become available. Since the JW Library app is updated frequently, please be sure that you have the latest version the JW Library prior to downloading the new book or brochure. This may involve regularly checking the App Store for updates or turning on automatic updates for this app on your device. Big Brother is watching. I know, I'm just a conspiracy nutter. Maintaining precautions during the pandemic. Although vaccines are gradually being distributed in various parts of the world, the COVID-19 pandemic continues to spread rapidly and new strains of the virus are appearing. As was mentioned in 2020 Governing Body Update number 9, this is not the time to let down our guard. Worldwide, over 8,600 of our brothers and sisters have died from the virus. Now, I know many of you have sent me emails with many different numbers, but this is the official announcement to the congregations. It's 8,600 have died from the virus. The governing body has directed all branch offices and special full-time servants to maintain various safety precautions. In most cases, this means that Bethel facilities are remaining on lockdown and special full-time servants are sheltering in place until at least May 1st, 2021. These precautions are vital for protecting the kingdom work. Please continue protecting the kingdom work? What about protecting your members? Really? Protecting the kingdom work? Wow. Shouldn't it be protecting our brothers and sisters? Messed up Watchtower. Please continue to pray for the worldwide Bethel family, for the special full-time servants in the field. We are confident that Jehovah values their obedience. Well, why isn't Jehovah saving them from COVID? See? Pray for the Bethel family and special full-time servants. What about your brothers and sisters, the rank and file? Well, the thing is there's no mention of flu. How many brothers and sisters die every year of the flu? Just asking. We urge all of you, dear brothers and sisters, to remember the principle stated at 1 Corinthians 10:12. Let the one who thinks he is standing beware that he does not fall. Although we personally may have avoided being infected with the virus, we must not become complacent. We again recommend you for your faithful adherence to the adjusted theocratic arrangements during this pandemic. Special conventions. The COVID-19 pandemic has continued to create uncertainties about the safety of holding large international gatherings. In view of this, we have decided to postpone special conventions until 2023, if circumstances permit. 2023. Look at how much money they're saving not having to rent out these facilities. Telephone witnessing. Many publishers are having positive results in telephone witnessing. As a reminder, householders should generally not be placed on speakerphone. However, when a companion is needed to assist, such as if the publisher is a child, is hard of hearing, or is preaching in a language with which he is not comfortable, a speakerphone may be used. In such cases, at the beginning of the conversation, the publisher should introduce the person accompanying him. Family heads are responsible to train their children in the preaching work. Poor kids. Poor kids. Parents should ensure that their children are always properly supervised when their children engage in the ministry, including when witnessing by telephone or by letter. Please remember that telephone witnessing, like all other aspects of your personal ministry, should comply with applicable data protection laws. No, they're not. Regular Pioneer Hour requirement. As a reminder, until further notice, regular pioneers are not expected to reach a specific hour requirement. This applies to all regular pioneers, including those who are newly appointed. Oy vey. All right, then they have attached on another page, newjw.org security feature. They have instructions for the initial setup, login, confirming your identity, trouble answering questions, get help. My goodness. Now, I also wanted to mention real quick, and I want to thank everybody who sent me this link. The Pennsylvania Department of State, the Secretary of the State, has screwed up big time, and it's going to cost the abuse victims. You know, they're the ones that are going to be re-victimized, and, you know, it's going to hurt them. And I'll put the link down below to this article. Let's see, her name, Kathy Brockvar. Pennsylvania's top election official will resign after her agency made a mistake that will delay a statewide vote on whether survivors of decades-old sexual abuse should be able to sue the perpetrators and institutions that covered up their crimes. How do you forget something like this? How do you forget to do something like this? Secretary of State Kathy Brockvar, who oversaw a tense and difficult presidential election in the battleground state, will resign February 5th, Governor Tom Wolf announced Monday. See, that's the thing. She has been under fire because this is one of the states where half the country believes there was a problem with the presidential election that we just went through. So she's been under fire for that, because they actually changed rules right before, you know, the election. And they can't do that without proper legislation, you know. But I'm not going to get into the political thing, because we all know what's been going on, you know. You just have to go to YouTube. All right. Now, thought I would share some quotes with you. And we all love these of Watchtower's past history. And before I do that, I want to say that our friend Jane Doe has done an excellent video. I'm going to put the link down below. She is talking about who really is the king of the world. And she has scriptures, and she can prove it. Which is it? And it's an excellent video. So I will put the link down below to that. Now first, I want to play this clip real quick. This is from the 1914 photodrama of creation. This is from Russell, C.T. Russell's time, and this is what he says about Adam and Eve.
Mother Eve created. As the creation of Adam was at the close of the 6th day, the creation of Mother Eve is indicated as having been accomplished in the beginning of the 7th day. However we view the matter, the first pair were created approximately in the beginning of the seventh day or epoch, which is now nearly completed. Mother Eve was merely a portion of Adam, separated from him for a special purpose, for the propagation of a race. Adam possessed originally, in his own person, the qualities masculine and feminine, which subsequently were divided between him and his wife when she was taken from his side. Adam for a time was alone in Eden, finding no congenial companionship in the beast and the bird.
Now, did you catch? He says that Adam was both male and female, and that when Jehovah made him sleep and, made Eve out of his rib, that he divided the male and female. So, I've got some more quotes from Watchtower. Let's go back. Since that was 1914, I have the reprint bond volumes. Let's go back to 1912. December 1st. If you've got the reprint bond volume, this is on page 5141. Top of the page. Man originally sexless. Really? Photodrome of Creation, it said Adam was both male and female. I'm going to read this. Oh, it's probably just a couple of paragraphs, but I just wanted to read this. Man originally sexless. The details of human creation imply that Adam lived in Eden sometime alone and sexless. Some Bible students infer from the chronology that it was about 2 years from the time of Adam's creation until the expulsion from Eden under the death sentence. The cause for the division of Adam into two persons is stated. The earth was to be filled, populated with a race of his species, and amongst all the creatures, none was suitable as a companion for him or fit to be his mate and the mother of an offspring in his likeness. Now, we did a video years ago, and I couldn't remember what book it was from. And if I can find the video or remember the title, I will put the link down below. But I remember reading that Adam looked around and he seen all the animals, and it actually says that he didn't want to mate with any of the apes or anything like that, bestiality. And I was like, wow. Watchtower has some really freaky ideas, and that's why I wanted to share some of these quotes. Going back to that article. Thus again is shown that Adam was distinctly different from apes and monkeys and all the other creatures placed under his control. He was in the likeness of his Creator. Other scriptures show us that after the earth shall have been filled with a population, it is the divine purpose that the sex quality in humanity shall be dropped. Now, we did a video about women turning into men in paradise. If I can find it, I will put the link down below. That was Rutherford, Wackadoodle Rutherford's, idea. I believe it was from a Golden Age magazine. Yeah, it is the divine purpose that the sex quality in humanity shall be dropped. Jesus' words are that they shall attain unto that age of perfection, will neither marry nor be given in marriage, but be like the angels of heaven, sexless. Well, the division of Adam into two parts, male and female, left the headship with the male, but deprived him of some of his sympathetic qualities. His wife, predominating in his sympathetic tendencies. Sorry, this is just so funny. I cannot read it with a straight face. Had in her perfection less of the masculine and aggressive traits. So they admit masculine is aggressive. But the two were perfectly adapted to each other's needs and fulfilled each other's ideals. The fall from God's favor has affected both sexes and has disturbed the original balance and harmony, producing extremes of coarseness and effeminacy, destroying perfection and robbing the marriage relationship of much of its ideal happiness. The restitution or resurrection of the willing and obedient to be brought about by Messiah's kingdom will not mean the restoration of sex perfections, but rather the gradual perfecting of each individual in the image and likeness of God in personal completeness, such as Adam possessed before his division. The sex attractions having passed away, man will not be alone as Adam was originally, for the earth will be full of human brethren, all in the image of God and in fullest fellowship of spirit, enjoying the worldwide Eden. Such a condition of things can be appreciated only as we take the divine standpoint and realize the superior perfection of God and the angels in their sexless condition, though Allah is spoken of as masculine. Oh, my goodness. My goodness. Okay. Now I've got a 1926 Watchtower. It's March 1st, 1926, page 77. Paragraph 7. Well, it's talking about Adam's creation. In paragraph 7. After this, Adam was put into deep sleep, while God took from him that which he could form as helpmeet for Adam. This means that Adam at the first was a bisexual creature. I'm going to repeat that. This means that Adam at the first was a bisexual creature, and that God took away from him that part which would make the female. God formed a woman and then brought her to Adam. So this, in 1926, this would be Rutherford's time period now. He's saying that Adam was bisexual and God separated him. Oh my goodness. Now in editing this, something else occurred to me. If Watchtower back then said that Adam was originally created bisexual, look at their beliefs today. So I went to jw.org and I typed in bisexual in the search, and there's a whole long list of stuff. They include it in with homosexuality and some of these others of fornication. And I'm like, what in the world? You know, this, when you look at their past history of things they said, okay, think about this. If Adam was originally created a bisexual creature, like I just read, it's in their literature, then wouldn't that mean that their God Jehovah created him bisexual? So why is it so wrong today? Like I said, you can go, Young People Ask book. Why is bisexuality wrong? And it's a disfellowshipping offense. It's brazen conduct, it's fornication, immorality, you know. Watchtower, do you see how this makes you look like hypocrites now? How do you know a person who isn't a bisexual today doesn't have both qualities like Adam did? That's what you said. Oh, well, that's old light. But how many Jehovah's Witnesses today, know that? How many know that they said Adam was originally a bisexual creature? Right? Now, there's many articles. Like I said, a lot comes up. A lot comes up. And Young People Ask, Awake and Watchtower articles. And I didn't take the time to look in the Elders book, but I'm sure it's in there. And even the questions Young People Ask online here, in the Watchtower Library, many come up. So I want to mention also, and I'm going to put the link down below to a video we did a while back. And it was where a couple started studying with Jehovah's Witnesses. And the husband happened to be a hermaphrodite. Now, for those of you who don't know, it is a person that is both male and female. Apparently, that's, according to Watchtower, that's what Adam was to begin with. But in this video, we talk about how this couple that started studying with Jehovah's Witnesses, they admitted the husband was hermaphrodite. He was both. And he chose to, go with the male part of him and live as a male. The elders actually told this couple that they were committing homosexuality. So whether this person, was with a male or a female, it didn't matter because he was still a homosexual. So you can see the hypocrisy and the craziness that is part of Watchtower. Okay, now I've got a 1956 bond volume. Got papers all over the place here. September 1st, 1956, Watchtower. Page 529 to 530. Over here on page 529, paragraph 14. Human wedlock begins in paradise. Adam felt no desires of sex. How do they know? How do they know? Were they there? Is this conjecture on their part? How do they know? If he saw all of the animals with mates, how do they know he didn't feel a yearning for a helpmate? It's been in other articles and stuff that he's seen the animals and was alone. Recognized he was alone. Oy vey. Adam felt no desires of sex. As a perfect man, he was balanced and not divided as to sex. But would he have any companions like himself? How would he get them? That was within the purpose of God, and it was not man's part to try to counsel or advise or dictate to God. But God had not left even himself without creatures in his own image and likeness. He had Jesus and his heavenly sons. But it's interesting, what's interesting about this article is right here they have a picture of a family of deer. This is how Watchtower does not think and how they try to push this narrative. Obviously, this is paradise because in the real world, the buck does not stick around with the doe and the babies. Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. But here, they're trying to push that in paradise there is going to be balanced and not divided as to sex. And, they also mention in here about God has now divided the feminine characteristics from Adam and put them in the woman. So same thing, that God divided these sexes. And that Adam was bisexual at his creation. And that he had no desires for sex. So, is this what they're pushing for paradise? They say a lot of the Jehovah's Witness couples, will make it through together. So is this going back to paradise is going to be full of ambiguous genders? I don't know. But I just find it interesting in these quotes. So thank you for watching so much, everyone, and you have a wonderful day. Bye.